Come on. Go. Oh, yeah! Yes!
In today's match, we have an incredible challenge ahead of us. One of our opponents actually played this year's Wimbledon, where he got a wild card in doubles, and he actually ended up winning the first round, so he for sure has what it takes to compete on the Grand Slam stages. And his partner is no slouch either. He just recently won a challenger title and broke into the top 200s in doubles, so this is certainly a perfect challenge to kind of see and get a little benchmark of where I'm at, if I have what it takes to maybe compete in a Grand Slam, especially if I could beat someone that has played there and won a round there. So we have a great challenge ahead of us. I'm really excited for this opportunity to play against people at this level, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, so we're kicking off this match with Scott Duncan serving and Connor Thomson at the net. I try to hit him with it. Connor's obviously a pretty big guy and he gets to that one, but yeah, I end up snapping over a little overhead there, and we're off to a great start here, up love 15. And yeah, just great move there. Connor just taking up space and great hands just punching that down. But here we actually get a second serve, and I actually want to go through this point. You see great move there by Joe, but if you look back at that point, this is something that I feel like I've learned a lot by just watching all the British guys. I feel like they're so good at this, and probably the Bryan brothers were the guys that really like started perfecting this, and then the British guys have started to build on this, like Joe Salisbury and Neil Skupski. If you just look at them a little bit, they're so good at this. So what happens here is I get a second serve, try to come around it, but I end up hitting it like a little. I get around it, but my body weight is just falling over a lot to the left. Fortunately, we have the line judge in front of me, so we can't really see it too well. But my body weight is just falling over a lot. And you can see after I'm hitting this shot, I'm just falling over, and I literally end up like right here. And I don't know if Joe like saw me. I don't think we communicated this before that we were gonna switch sides or anything, but he just sensed that I was probably falling over or so, I don't know. But he does such a good job there as he's making impact that he's just crossing over, helping cover up that part, because it would obviously be very tough for me to move back and cover this cross-court ball. So really good job by him there as he's sensing I'm falling over to cover up that space. And obviously I'll be much more prepared if it hits it down the line for a back in here, because it's more natural and I'm moving that way. And yeah, it just takes up so much space. Scott actually tried to go down the line because he probably like sensed that he was moving a little bit. But yeah, Joe's just like, I don't know, you see where he's positioned, like such a perfect positioning. He's taking up probably like 80% of the court here. And yeah, just putting a lot of pressure on Scott there on a second serve. So yeah, really good job here. Joe takes care of business. We're up 30-15, and I think that move overall is just so important against playing great ball there by Scott, just really deep forehand, and Connor takes care of business. But yeah, just against people like this, it's just so important to kind of kick it off like this and just showing that you're going to be and putting pressure on them, because if you play against people like this and you don't, like, you're a little flat in the beginning, they just run with it. Because the marginals are so slim in doubles, you have to get it off to a good start and just be there. Otherwise, you just get pummeled. So Scott hits me there with a wide second serve, probably because I moved around the previous one. Just put a lot of pressure, and I ended up coming with a chip lob, and then Joe does another great move there, and we end up having a break point. Great job there by Joe, really smart to chip that one over them as he sensed that they were like closing in as he got a ball like very low. That's something that good doubles players are so good at, to constantly just miss that second serve. But yeah, just sensing that when you have a ball below the net, good doubles players are constantly just going to close and just put pressure on you. Maybe you'll come up with a lob here and there, but it's just taking that statistical approach to really to put pressure on you and just be in your face. You have to come up with a really good shot in order to get past them there. But yeah, Joe obviously did, and we're up a break here. So as they say, you know, it's not a break unless you hold. I tried to make a move there, but Scott kind of sensed it and got me there down the line. And then Connor just clocks another return down the line. I feel like, yeah, just too good of a return there. Obviously, a lot of times when people have a one-handed back, and you try to find that one a little bit, but yeah, it does a really good job. And obviously, he's very strong, managing to hit over that, and they just kind of pummel right back. That obviously just shows how good of doubles players they are. Like, they don't get stressed out by getting broken in the first game, and just right back at it, putting pressure on us. And yeah, we're on serve again. But another really good ball by Joe there after a good solid return by me, but a good first volley, and Joe just once again finding that lob over them. It's just so important when these guys are just so good at, you know, closing and just putting pressure there at the net. So they almost force us to have to lob up the balls. So 30 all here, obviously a very important point, and I think Connor just pushes that one deep actually, so we actually have another break point here to kind of kick out this match. And another second serve look. Or no, I think yeah, let's serve on first. Second serve look here, and great return by Joe, and straight away we just try to pummel and really get quick forward to that net. I think there was something wrong here, so you just get a little replay of it. Sorry, I'm actually not sure what happened here. I'll make sure to cut this part out. But yeah, so we get a first break point here, and Connor actually gets a second serve look there for Joe. We come forward, but right here, as Connor's about to hit that one, I think the ball came in, so we actually called a let, and they had to replay the point, but pretty much the exact same kind of return by Joe there. He comes forward, but good deep first volley, and it's a deuce point that I do not manage to kind of return to court. So we're down 1-2 here, and now all of a sudden, like so quickly, they're a little bit ahead, putting pressure on us here as I'm serving. Great job by Joe there, just cutting off all the angles. I think I just missed that one. I went a little too much there for the angles. A great return by Connor once again as I'm coming forward. But yeah, we're at 30 all here. Yeah, just really finding some good returns here, getting it past us and then straight away just charging the net there. You see Connor just taking up so much space. Great little pickup there by Joe. And yeah, Scott just pummels that forehand, and I just so low at the net, so I have to kind of hit it up. But yeah, I just said so. Sails a little long, so we're facing some break points here. Obviously under pressure straight away here again, and see what kind of things we can figure out here. And yeah, once again they just pummel us with a return winner. So how quickly things change. We're up a break in the first game, and now we're down a break here at 1-3. But Scott's a little nice one here. It feels a little bad for us. It throws in a double fault there to give us a little opportunity. And Joe learned a thing or two from watching the returns, so it comes up with a return winner there. Unfortunately, pushes that one wide, but yeah, we still have a good opportunity here at 15-30. 30 all. Unfortunately, just pushed that one again, but yeah, big point here. Struggling to get these returns in. I did a good job of a couple of chip returns there, so maybe I'll try to utilize that a little bit more as the match progresses. I like this opportunity here though with Joe on the backhand side, and I put a lot of pressure on them running over that one, but Scott like really had me there and just clipped that one. But yeah, find myself another deuce point here to try to get back into this one. And a really good job there by Joe, just pushing that one, and Connor can't really control it. And we're back to it. Smart play there by Connor, to hit that chip lob. Yeah, you see me just kind of diving for it. I did not think it was going to go cross, as Scott was kind of in the way of him. But yeah, good job by him nonetheless. And straight away we're under a lot of pressure here, down love 30. Fortunately, a double fault there, love 40, and yeah, it's just a lot of breaks there. And unfortunately, another double, and we go down 2-4. So I gotta have some talks about it. Unfortunately, I think my partner watched a few of my singles matches, so saw a couple double faults with me, and hopefully he did not get too inspired. But under a lot of pressure here. But as you see, I feel like both teams are doing a very good job of just making a lot of returns, actually almost getting the upper hand of a lot of returns, especially on second serves. As I talked about, these courts are pretty bouncy, so if you do a good job of timing, you can actually take it above the net, come forward, and if you have a good partner, you can put a lot of pressure there at the net. So love 40 here, so we actually have a couple break points to try to get this one back, and Joe just nukes that down the line backhand. Love to see it. And yeah, out of these 7 games, I think it's been 6 breaks so far. So yeah, just a lot of breaks, and it's so important here to not get stressed out about it. Just keep kind of taking care of business there, and yeah, try to serve to equal out this match. Good half volley there, and moving forward, and yeah, just covering up the middle there. I think that's we'll probably see another point like that, but it's just so important when you have the guy in cross court. I really prefer to cover down the middle and cover down the line and kind of give him that short cross court instead, which is a tough ball obviously. But up 40-30 here, try to equal out this match. Same thing there as I talked about. Yeah, good job there. But if we just look through this point here real quickly. Sorry if I'm going a little quick, it's just pace by pace. But yeah, with this point, after a first volley here by me, good deep first volley. So Scott has this back in here, and I think it's very important that when you're moving, if you're me here, to try to cover up the middle. Just get close and cover up that middle ground. And because I see a lot of people kind of expecting the down the line guy to cover up the middle, which opens up a lot down the line. So I can't say like percentage wise exactly, but I feel like you just cover a lot more of the court when you take up this space. He covers down the line. You kind of give up that short angle, which is a very tough ball to hit consistently. So you see there me just closing in, and here I'm covering all these balls. You see Joe doesn't even move for this one because he knows this ball in the middle, it's going to be my ball. He's more ready for these ones. And then if it's here, too good. Obviously there's leg court, so I had to do a little adjustments there, but nonetheless, we did a good job. Get it back to 4-all here in the first set. Good little down the line return, and I mixed it up there with those lobs, but at this point they're ready for it, and yeah, Connor takes care of business there. And one more time, great move. Just I really like those crossing a lot. I feel like if you're playing doubles matches, do not be afraid of crossing. Obviously it takes a lot of learning and kind of like experience to. Great move there by Joe, just being ready for that one. But yeah, just timing when you move, when you try to like move in and put pressure on them there. So you don't want to move too early, obviously, so they can see it. But gotta watch this point though. Big break point here for all. Second serve here for Joe, and really good. Almost got a little ahead of myself, but deuce point here. Chose to go with the lob, and not too happy about that one, but yeah, it was a good serve. I think he jammed me up in the middle, so I couldn't really put any pace on it. Obviously can't put any pace on it. Connor's kind of like just yeah, come up with and like just gonna take every ball there around you. So got kind of forced to chip it up there and hope for the best, but he was ready for it, and yeah, hold serve at 5-4. But as I was saying, when you're trying to make those moves, it's very important to try to time it. And you see, as I'm timing that move, you try to kind of do it right as he's about to accelerate towards the ball, because then it's too late for him to kind of change direction. So you want to wait for him to just when he's about to accelerate. We can kind of see it here with the return, the timing of my movement on his return here. I don't know if it was this one, sorry. I thought it was, I thought we'd see it better, but that guy was kind of in front of me. But we can look at this one, for example. Just the timing of when you want to make your move as a net guy. So here, we're doing I. So you see me kind of just doing a little fake. But right here, you see that Scott is pretty committed with his like acceleration and everything, and right there, that's when you want to time it and go to the side you want to go to. So you see here, right as he's accelerating, I take my move to the right or to the left that we kind of like agreed on before. Obviously we're doing an I here, but it's the same kind of idea behind it. If you want to cross or you want to stay, so you can fake a little bit, and right as he's about to accelerate, that's when you choose, I'm going to stay or I'm going to go. But yeah, works out well there. Managed to get the ball, and yeah, hopefully you can try to get a hold there. Same thing there once again. I think that was the point I was going to show, but anyway, I think you got the point. So managed to hold there, 5-all. Connor's back serving. He has a very heavy, like big kick serve that bounces up a lot in these courts, but I was actually very surprised how well I feel like me and Joe managed to kind of handle his serve. We just timed it very well here. Joe just stepping up, taking that early. I feel like I could have put a lot more pressure, but Joe's doing a really good job here of kind of working them. And unfortunately, they're just too solid there at the net. I probably could have done a better job there of after Joe's great return. I kind of looked through that one again. I want to look through it for my sake, because I feel like, yeah, for sure could have done that better. This one here. So great return there by Joe, down on his feet. And for this one, I feel like, yeah, I'm kind of in a good spot, but I feel like I want to be much closer to the net. If I was closer to the net, I probably could have gotten that ball. Obviously, it's a little hard with this angle. And by the way, sorry for shooting all these videos kind of at this low angle. I had some big issues as I wasn't allowed to film with my phone, so I had to film with a GoPro. And the best way to film with the GoPro is actually I had to use a kind of chair to attach it next to the fence, and then like put my GoPro through the fence so I couldn't reach too high up. But hoping to try to get a little mount that I can maybe put on the fences in the future, but obviously I need to know what kind of courts there are at the facilities I'm going to. But yeah, promise it's gonna get better for the next videos actually. But yeah, once again, good ball there by Joe, but yeah, too good of them just keep putting pressure solid, keeping the ball down low and forcing us to try to come up with these kind of lobs or something to get past them. But good job by them there. Another great return there by Joe. It was on first serve though, so I was a little far back and I couldn't really move forward, but Joe's doing a really good job here of kind of keeping us in the point with these lobs and stuff like that. And yeah, really good point. We're at 30 all here. Have some opportunities. Second serve here for me. And yeah, not happy with that one. I think I was far back, and yeah, just his kick serve just really got up on me. And Joe really manages to get that one deep, putting a lot of pressure. Good move by Scott there, but somehow I managed to reflex it. Always ready for it. Always just trying to scrape. Ball's not over until it's over. And we actually end up winning that point. So sorry, it's a little wrong there, but it was just deciding point there. And Joe once again with his textbook return, 3 out of 3 of those really good down deep backhand returns. And I remember for this one, sorry, I really wanted to make sure to be like, I don't know, force him to try to go down the line, as he did a really good job of handling all those the previous points. So I remember right as I felt that Joe was going to hit a good return on this one, you can see me just going like just sprinting forward to try to put pressure on him, as this is obviously such a key point, 5-all deuce point. And I think that probably played a part, the fact that he ended up missing that one, because he probably felt more pressure to do something as he felt me coming. And yeah, I don't know, managed to get the break there to 6-5. Let's see if your boy can serve out this match, as obviously serving has been my forte this week so far. And yeah, about a quarter of the way there, halfway there. Good job there with the overhead, just taking care of business. Joe doing a great job there of putting pressure. A little miscommunication there. I feel like he was going to keep moving as he made that move there. Sorry. As he got the ball there, I thought he was going to keep moving, but I don't know, looking at this, it could have gone either way, and I just kind of ended up, yeah, I probably could have stayed back there and wait for him to make a decision, but instead I wanted to get forward and got punished for it. So yeah, good ball by them there. We're still up 30-15. Let's see if we can figure this out. Like to see that one, a little return miss, not too many of these. And then once again, Joe just taking up so much space there at the net. And yeah, we get the first set there, 7-5. Obviously, it was a very dicey set. It went so much back and forth. So obviously, very happy, and yeah, getting the win there. And really good move by Joe there. And I feel like we need to rewatch this point, as Joe just doing some textbook doubles here that a lot of people, I feel like, could learn a lot from watching him, how he does it. I'm certainly learning a lot from just playing on the same court with Joe. Little side note. Joe's actually learned a lot of his doubles credit from, I think Denmark's best double player of all time. Comment below if you know who this is. He actually made, I believe, the biggest Wimbledon or Grand Slam upset of all time. I don't know if they were wildcards or if they were the last entry into doubles and ended up winning a Grand Slam. Comment down below if you actually know who I'm talking about. He's a legend in my eyes. And yeah, great guy overall. And he's one of the best doubles players that I've actually shared a court with. And I think he's transferred or learned or like passed on a lot of his experience and tactics to Joe, which certainly showcases here with I don't know, you just look at this point, how he does this textbook movement. Obviously a great second serve there by Scott. I managed to just push it down cross court. Joe getting out the way there. And here, as I talked about, right as they're about to accelerate to the shot, you see him there. It's almost too late for him to change direction, and Joe just does a great move, crossing ahead. But obviously Scott hits the very good, like, low ball, so it's tough for Joe to kind of put away it. So Joe just ends up having to block it at Connor. Connor reflexes it deep at me, and I'm doing some kind of ballet move there to keep the ball going, making it. And yeah, good deep ball down the middle. And here, what's actually very big here by me is that I managed to push it a little more inside. Let's say that I pushed this forehand more in the doubles alley. would have been tougher for Joe to get across because he would have to get like further across in order to cover more angles. He might have needed to be here. But for example, now that I pushed it a little more in the middle, which is obviously a little more dangerous as Connor is obviously putting a lot of pressure there. So if I get a little too close to him, he's just gonna snap at it. But because I managed to put it a little more in the court, I think Joe sensed an opportunity straight away that he can move in right here. As soon as he saw that ball, he just taken a step because he feels like if he just gets to here, he can cover so much of the court. He would have to beat him with like a short angle over right past Connor's head. And yeah, Joe just does a great job there of getting in front and yeah, taking care of business there. So great start there to the second set, obviously first point, but they hit us right back there with an ace. So these guys obviously not going to go away without a fight. But yeah, we'll keep on doing a good job here of putting the ball in play, returning. But an absolute bomb there by Scott, even though I felt like I hit a pretty solid return there. But yeah, just a little too good there. Keep on returning very solidly, just making a lot of balls. Joe maybe gets a little excited there, kind of smacking that return a little, or backhand a little wild. But once again, yeah, just making a lot of good returns here, putting a lot of pressure on them that they constantly have to come up with good points in order to stay in it. But either way, we get the first hole there to 1-0. And yeah, this match is obviously far from over. So we got a lot of work left to do. Second serves one more time, like constantly just putting so much pressure. I feel like it's almost like very big upper hand to the returners on second serves on these conditions in doubles, trying to take it early. And then the other guy just takes up so much space. So yeah, we're under some pressure here. I really want to get involved there, and yeah, Joe just comes up with a huge backhand there. This was a very big point, obviously, in this at this stage of the match. You know, yeah, if you're gonna face a lot of break points in the second game, that's tough, and then you have a third set, 10-point breaker. But a great return here by Scott, obviously putting a lot of pressure on us, and. No, I missed it, sorry. Yes, after this return, I can obviously sense that Joe's going to be under a lot of pressure, so I'm trying to cover up as much as possible in case Connor gets the ball here. I feel like maybe he could have put a lot more pressure. I don't know. Probably had to cover up the angle there, but either way, Scott gets this forehand. And obviously, like, making a move here is dangerous, but I feel like he was just going to slap this ball, so I feel like I have to take this chance of trying to get to this ball, because if I don't get to it, Joe's going to have a really tough time getting it past Connor at the net. So I just really wanted to try to take a chance here and try to go for it and cover up a lot of the court. But unfortunately, Scott just really clocks that one like almost in the in the alley for sure. But what do you know? Joe just really steps up in this match. He's really playing some great tennis, and he comes up with this crazy down the line back, and I think neither one of them could actually just believe that he just made that shot, because once again I was under so much pressure there. But still, to get a break point for us, and had a crazy opportunity there. Sorry, not a break, but yeah, we just had a game point there. But yeah, back leveled in the second set. I do a good job with these little chip returns. I feel like they were working well. And just to kind of get us into this point and all these little crazy rallies, I'm actually very comfortable, both me and Joe. I feel like we're very solid at kind of just Scott did a little funny reaction. But we just rewatched this point, this one I believe here. So just look at this one. It's my little chip lob. I was actually kind of leaning on the backhand because I thought he was gonna serve towards my backhand. Managed to get a good lob there over Scott's left shoulder. It's a tough ball for him to cover. And here, I feel like both me and Joe are actually very comfortable here when we get in position, because I feel like we just kind of follow and complement each other very well here at the net. Just following up and just covering up the ball and moving together. So you've seen here, as soon as Joe gets pushed, I follow in, I move with him. So really just making sure to move as a team if you're playing doubles matches together with your partner. If he gets pressured a lot out to the side, make sure to just follow in with him, cover up the middle. Obviously, you have to give up a little bit of the more cross court, but that's just more kind of like a statistical or like opportunity cost you just have to give. So really make sure to follow along there with your partner. Now I feel like me and Joe are in a great positioning, covering up a lot of the court. See it right in the middle. This could have been like my ball, but I think it was just over to his side, so Joe gets it, and then Scott just kind of overhits it a little bit. Hits us with the fist pump though, but yeah, I feel like that was a result of me and Joe just doing a very good job of kind of shrinking the court, just kind of being in front of them and covering up a lot of the angles. But either way, some heavy serves there by Connor, and they get the holder to 2-1. So pressure's on me, serving. Good little reach there by Joe. But yeah, you see on these second serves, a lot of people just stepping on those. But I do a good job there of kind of sensing that Connor was going to put a lot of pressure on me. Managed to dim it down the line, and yeah, we get the hold there, 2-all. So second serve look there by Joe. Great job there, just really returning impeccably on that back inside. And straight away we just put pressure, tough little overhead, but yeah, just making sure to to not mess up on those. Keep putting pressure, and yeah, having an opportunity here at love 30 in the 5th game of the 2nd set here. Yeah, just a bad ball by me there. Could have put a lot more pressure on that one. Great job by Joe there in order to give us the break point there. Sorry if the scoreboard was a little messed up there, but yeah, I think we're up 30-40, and yeah, just got a great break there to get up 3-2 in the 2nd set. So once again, Joe gets stuck in this rally, and he just nukes that down the line. Same thing, I was trying to get involved to try to help him out as much as possible, but obviously it seems like Joe doesn't need too much help from me there. Yeah, just pummeling on those backhands. As soon as I try to get involved, I get past there instead. Great return by Scott. I see Connor so quick to move forward, and I think that ball was going wide, so that's why, that was going deep, so I just managed to get my racket out the way. So good little hands there to just stay into the point and not letting them pass us. Connor actually gets that ball to a nice little fake and bake, and managed to get the win there. You need to always rewatch that point. So yeah, game point. Good return there by Connor down the line. Unfortunately hits the net court, which is not too good for us. But here, Scott gets an opportunity to kind of get it at me. It's really important here when you're getting quick balls at you. The most important part is actually to make sure you're set in the feet. Because a lot of times when people feel balls, like they're about to get smacked with balls, they have a tendency to kind of like straighten out their legs and become very straight up in their body. But here you can kind of see as soon as he's about to hit, I really make sure to do a split step, get low. You see how low I am there, like getting low, getting ready, so I have a good solid base. So when it comes at me, I can kind of react and still have my core and my legs, everything in a very strong positioning in order to get some power behind it to make sure the ball comes back. And yeah, he gets another ball there. Same thing once again as he's about to hit. Obviously this is going very fast, but I'm always just making sure to get low, ready to cover up all the angles if he gets it past me, and it goes down the middle. But yeah, because I'm low, I have a lot of wiggle room to get there, try to block that one in. And yeah, I managed to finally get the ball away from Scott there. And Joe obviously is always so ready with coming in and following me into the court. And yeah, now we're set at the net, very similar to how we previously were when Scott has some opportunities to pummel it at us. I'm down the line covering, he's coming middle, opening up the cross-court angle, but obviously he's very tough with Scott and kind of in the way there. But yeah, pummels one ball there, managed to stay solid, not trying to do crazy stuff, but yeah, just staying solid, managed to get a little deep at his feet. He gets forced to lob it, doesn't really do enough with it. Joe, great job of just pushing it out. Great job by Connor actually getting that ball back. And yeah, just kind of textbook here, you see Scott straight away just covering up the open space. I kind of sensed that a little bit last second, and yeah, did a little last second switch up there, and we managed to get the point there. Scott with a fun little reaction to that one, as he sensed that I don't know, managed to just change direction there. But yeah, good hold there by us. We're at 4-2. Now we actually have some break opportunities, and once again, Joe just clocking these return. I think we're at love 30 now. Just missing that one, but yeah, putting a lot of pressure. Yeah, Joe especially with these returns, just constantly getting them past them, just putting pressure on us coming forward. So break point opportunity here at 15-40. Second serve for me. Really good job getting that cross court, and Joe just putting a lot of pressure. You can see here. I mean, getting that first volley, and just having Big Joe right in your face is a tough ball to hit. You probably do not have any space to go cross court. No matter how good you go at, how low, how angle, Joe is gonna get there. So you pretty much have to last second almost change it up down the line, which he tries to do there. But even that ball, if it would have gone over, I'm pretty sure Joe could have stretched to that one. So really good job there, but just putting pressure on the return. Joe taking a positioning at the net, and yeah, we get the break there, up 5-2, up a double breakdown to see if we can try to finish off this match. And we'll take that low leg court, help us out to get to 15 love, 3 points away from this match. Great cover by Joe there. As I talked about, kind of giving away that low short angle, and if that comes, you just try to react to it. And I remember this ball, I was actually very frustrated that I missed that overhead. But yeah, just once again, I feel like maybe they started to try to go a little bit more for those short angles, as we did a very good job of like covering the middle, covering the down the line. Like we didn't miss once we got into position there, so they maybe felt forced to try to come up with some more angles. But either way, get up to 40-15, has more opportunities to kind of finish off this match. We get into our position where we want to be. Seeing here, just very good at moving together. We can actually kind of like, I know you probably want to see what happens the next point, but I just feel like this is such a good point to kind of look through how we come forward. Get a tough first volley. Decided to take it after the bounce, as I kind of sensed that Scott was staying back. If it was coming forward to the net, I maybe would have felt more of an urge to try to take it in the air, to try to quickly get the ball to him, compared to letting it bounce, which will give him more time to come forward. But yeah, managed to push it down deep. You see here, we're just getting into our position here. Same thing when I change direction over to Connor, straight away both me and Joe. Look at this little sideways shuffle, and I'm covering up all this middle. Joe takes it because it's like right on the cusp of being more on his side. Same thing, he changes direction once again to Scott. You see he kind of did that shuffle, so I was a little behind, so I had to do a little shuffle to adjust. Middle ball here, all Joe's, and we're changing up the direction a lot here, which in hindsight maybe was a bad idea, because it would constantly force us to do the shuffle a little more and more, and when we have to do that, it kind of gives an opportunity for them to kind of like find more angles. But obviously he went for this shot, the one that we, as I talked about, like we a lot of times just give up, as this is such a tough shot, so statistically we should win more points than we lose there. But yeah, good shot by Connor, but you see just the net movement was the main thing that I wanted to showcase there.
It ain't your fault. I get it.
And yeah, this happens, so you can kind of replay the video there. You can probably see that it was well, yeah, the ball was in. And I just want to give my take on this. Obviously, I can understand that a lot of you think this is a very controversial topic. Feel free to comment below your thoughts on this. My take when it comes to this, from my experience, from being involved in a lot of bad calls and seeing it just pretty prevalent, to be honest, on the future circuit. And I feel at the end of the day, the best thing to kind of make it as equal for everybody involved is just to accept and trust the referee as much as possible. He's there as a mediator to just really take away the kind of pressure from the opponents to get into an argument between them. He's the middleman that everybody, I guess, can kind of like point the blame to. And the biggest situation, like let's say that we were to overrule that one, the issue is that it requires 100% mutual trust that as soon as we get into the same opportunity or same situation again, our opponent needs to do the same. And in case like maybe we don't always see eye to eye on things, like maybe he hits a serve that he's really sure that he would think it was in, and I think it's out. It just opens a can of worms for a lot of conflicts between the players, and you try to avoid that as much as possible. And obviously the issue here, as probably both teams were aware that the ball was in. Yeah, as I said again, you have the referee there, and at the end of the day, you just can't go in and overrule the referee's decision all the time. It just kind of invites chaos out there. So yeah, as much as it pains me to kind of win the match like that, I feel like he deserved a better ending to a good match like that. But yeah, once again, you have to let the referee do its job. Unfortunately, he's not, or she's not perfect there. But yeah, if we try to focus on some more positive things here, obviously we won the match there. I'm super pumped about it. Beating a guy that played in a Grand Slam earlier on this year is obviously a huge testament to myself and just a confidence booster to really believe that I have what it takes in order to try to reach my goals there of playing in a Grand Slam someday. So just really exciting. I feel like both me and Joe just really stepped up to the plate, kept on playing solid tennis despite being up a break, losing the break, and just kind of like back and forth the whole first set. But we really did a good job of stepping up when we needed to. Got the first set there, and then second set we just never looked back as soon as we got running, and yeah, got the job done. Really solid match by us there. Now we're into the semifinal. We have a tough match there ahead of us. We're actually taking on my opponent that I lost to in singles, so hopefully I can get some revenge there as we're taking on Alexander Brainin again, and David Pichler, who's a very good Austrian tennis player who has a very high ranking, so it's going to be a tough one there. So we're playing in the semifinals next video, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to comment your thoughts on the matter. It's for sure been a returning subject a lot of times, you know, when you see bad calls and what people should act, and this is for sure my take on this. If you think I'm crazy, I would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. But either way, thanks a lot for watching it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.